Hi, my name's Ben Andrews from SafeWork, and today I'm going to show you how to make a form on the SafeWork application. So first of all, we go to admin, then we look at form designer. I'm going to add a form. We're going to name a form, so we're going to call this one demo form. The next section asks if this form is an assessment. We're going to state that the form is not an assessment. However, if you were developing an assessment, such as a DSE assessment, you would click yes. All that option does is it tells the system that the form is an assessment and must work to the 360 feedback mechanism. On the save functionality, we're going to leave as forms default save. And company, we're going to add to our company. So I'm going to select Trust 2 because that's where I'm working. Any notes to help you remember what the form is and what it relates to. So demo form for demonstration purposes. Click save. The form builder then moves on to the next window where we can begin to add our question. The drop down box are the various elements that we can add to our form. So the question type offers you the list of elements you can add. For a complete explanation of what each question type is, please see the description under this video or go to our facts www.my-safework.co.uk. And in effect, building a form is adding various question types to achieve your desired outcome. So the first thing we're going to add is a title. So we select title. The question will be the title you want displayed on your form. So demo form. And for the sake of a title, we leave everything blank apart from field name. What's important to remember with field names is that they should be unique for each question type. Good practice would dictate that we start with the type of question it is. So I'm going to put type. And then the question it refers to. So type demo, and that tells me it's the title demo. Field value we'll leave blank, validation message blank, and new line after yes or no. Obviously this is the title, so we want a new line after it, so we leave that as yes. Who the question relates to, i.e. is it a user, manager, or health and safety officer. With regards to each process level, this refers to who the question will be shown to. So at what level of the system will the question be shown. Obviously for a title we want all users to see it, so we select user and we press save. So you can see above here that our question or our title has been added. It tells me the element, so the actual question, the type, so it's a title, the field name, and then gives me the option to edit, delete, or move up and down. So even once I've finished designing the form, I can move each element up and down into the correct place on screen. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is add a slightly more complex question type. So we're going to add a radio button. Now radio buttons are effectively yes/no questions, or questions with various different options, such as please select your opinion on a scale of 1 to 5, or do you want this form to go to your line manager, yes, no, etc. So what we're going to do is type in a question that requires a yes/no answer. So I'm going to type, do you love SafeWork? And then I'm going to type in a field name. In effect, the field name again is the type of question followed by the actual element. So the field name in this case is going to be RDO, denoting radio. Do you, denoting the question. We're going to add a field value of 1 because 1 is equal to yes. And in the validation we will leave blank and the validation message will be left blank. Do we want a new line after? No, because we need to insert the no option. And the sub question is yes. So right now, what we've done is we've said the question is, do you love SafeWork? The first option is yes, and it's for the user, and we're going to press save. Okay, we need to add the no section to your radio button. So we're going to select radio button, going to select question. Do you love SafeWork? Our field name is going to be the same as the last radio button. So field names have to be unique except on radio buttons when you want them to relate to each other. So I want this no to relate to the yes that I've just developed. So I'm going to type exactly the same field name. The field value will be 0 for no. Validation will be left blank, and we do want a new line after this because that's the end of the question. So the sub question is no. Again, user level is left at user. So we click save. Okay, so you can see we're starting to build a form now. I'm just going to preview the form so you can see it. Okay, so you can see the form is called demo form, which is the title we added. Do you love SafeWork, yes or no? And then submit automatically appears. So now we're going to go back to the screen we were just on, and we're going to add another question. We're going to add a text box. We're going to say, what's your name? We're going to have a field name of text and name. A field value we're going to leave blank. So field values are only required on items like radio buttons where you need a reference point for a question. So in normal text or text box areas, we don't need to worry about field value. We're going to add a validation of not null and a validation message of please add your name. So by adding a validation of not null and a validation message of please add your name, we've now made that question mandatory. So if you want to make a question mandatory, i.e. they cannot submit without completing that question, then we put validation not null, and then the validation message is the message that will pop up to tell the user what they've missed. Do we want a new line after? I'm going to select yes, and process level I'm going to leave as user. Okay, date fields automatically come up with a calendar next to them, so the user can select from a calendar or type in the date. We're going to type when would you SafeWork. Field name is going to be TE for date, and then when would. Field value is going to be left as nil. Validation, again, I'm going to make it mandatory. Please complete date question. New line after yes, and user yes. Okay, great. We've populated a beginning of a form, so I'm just going to click preview form, and we'll see how this is starting to build. Okay. Now I'm going to go back to the editor, and I'm going to add a new section for the manager. So I want to add a field set. Now field set will add the section area. So the start of the field set is where the manager section will start, and the end of the field set is an end of the previous section. So field set, we're going to type in end, and we don't need to do anything else, we just need to type in end and press save. Okay, and then we're going to add another field set, which is start, which is automatically populated for us, and we're going to press save. Okay, so you can see up here we have just ended one section and begun another. So now I need to add a manager question. So okay, we're going to say just a text area, and we're going to say, do you have a response? Field name is text area. Do you have? And the field value will leave blank. A validation message, this is mandatory, so not no. Please complete your question. New line after yes, and this is for the manager, so we're going to click manager and press save. Now what we've just done is automatically told the system that once the users press submit and the form has gone to the line manager, this section will become live. So in effect what that means is the user cannot complete this section for their line manager. It's not live until it goes to the line manager. Once it's with the line manager, that section will become live and they can complete the section. They can press submit and it will go back to the individual. That's all done automatically within SafeWork, so you don't have to worry about setting that up. So once again, you can see we started to build a form on SafeWork and all the various elements are coming together. Now in essence, because there's no limitation to how many forms you can build on SafeWork, it means that you can add as many assessments, accident and incident reporting forms, audit forms, inspection forms, any type of form you currently have on paper, you can add to SafeWork. SafeWork will automatically put that form into a 360 feedback mechanism with the individual's line manager, and you have effectively just built a whole assessment piece on SafeWork. I encourage you to use the form builder and start building some forms. Obviously, any forms you build, if they go wrong, you can just remove the element, or by pressing delete. So I've just clicked delete and the element's gone, or you can effectively rebuild the form. That form is now built. I'm going to click form settings, and I'm going to choose to show that form. So it's important that you remember to show the form. So I'm going to click show form. I'm going to click edit and show form and save. Okay, and then I'm going to click health and safety forms, and we can see the demo form is now in our area. If I click back into admin, form designers, we can now edit the form we've just built, which is here. We can either edit the form or edit the header. If we edit the header, we're changing the fundamentals of the form. I'm going to select this box. This form is now an assessment. And I'm going to click save. So that effectively is how we use the form designer section of SafeWork and you build your forms. Like I say, I encourage you to have a play. All of the question type explanations are beneath this video or available on our facts page, so you can find everything you need to know on there. And if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to get in touch. Thank you. Goodbye.